Dr. Musso. Today we want to talk about the Federation of Rhodesia and Nyasaland. This federation is started in 1953 and it collapsed in 1963. So we are here on the federation of this Rhodesia and Nyasaland. So we are seeing Rhodesia here. Rhodesia is now called Zimbabwe. In 1980, we attained our independence and we renamed our country to Zimbabwe. So it was the union of Rhodesia, our country Zimbabwe, with northern Rhodesia, that is Zambia, and also Nyasaland, that is Malawi. So our federation, we are talking about the coming together of Zimbabwe, Malawi, and Zambia. The coming together of Northern Rhodesia, Nyasaland, and Southern Rhodesia. These countries, they were united. So when they were united now, we see that they constituted a federation, a federal government. So this is the federal government that was started in 1953. Why was the federation started? It was started in order to cut administrative cost. It was going to be cheaper to unite these three colonies. And when they were united now, it meant that planning was going to be done on a large scale. Why? It is because one government was going to be formed. So when it was going to be formed, Southern Rhodesia, its capital, Salisbury, it was going to become the capital of the federal government. And the Prime Minister of Southern Rhodesia, he was going to become the leader of the federal government. And a number of MPs, they were going to come from Southern Rhodesia. Although we're going to have MPs from Northern Rhodesia, MPs from Nyasaland, a number of MPs, they were going to come from our Southern Rhodesia. So we see the whites starting this so-called the federal government in 1953. Unfortunately, although these countries, they were united now, we see that the federal government, it collapsed in 1963. Why did it collapse? It is because the whites in Northern Rhodesia, the whites in Nyasaland, they were saying we are not benefiting from this federal government. The whites in Southern Rhodesia, they are the whites who are benefiting from the federal government. So it was abolished. This idea or this federal government, eventually it was abolished. And these two countries, that is Northern Rhodesia and Nyasaland, they became independent a year later on. The Africans in these two countries, they were revolting. We want to be independent. We want our independence. We want the whites to move away from our country. So African nationalism in Northern Rhodesia, African nationalism in Nyasaland eventually led these countries in 1964 to be independent, and it was abolished in 1964. So that is what we have, a brief history of the federal government that was established in 1953 and eventually it ended in 1963. Thank you so much. It's Dr. Musso.